means love to the family. Now, if you're not family and you're here, I want you to be a supporter of the family, okay? You agree with what we're speaking about. You agree with the things I speak on. I have a pressing message to share today. And this is the topic. And I'm sure you've heard this before. It goes like this. The only way for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing, or good men to do nothing, or something of that sort. The only way for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. I made a number of shorts on that idea of good people not doing anything, but Spirit told me I need to make a full live video to really explain what I've been given to share with you all. First off, if you're in an environment of hatred, people around you have no love for you, that's a toxic environment. If you don't have things in place to deal with it, meaning spiritual things or ancestral help, I'm going to recommend that you, however possible, to change environments. You know, we need to be in surroundings of peace, especially as melanated people. That's how we get ancestral help. So if you allow yourself to stay in a toxic environment, you're really harming yourself. Don't do that to yourself. As always, something brought to me negative that I want to address. I don't take any pleasure in it, but it needs to be addressed. This sister was living in a community with a neighbor, Mzungu, which we call white folks in my language. This Mzungu beat her up because her dog ran into his yard. That is so crazy. Dogs run, that's what they do. How can you have so much hatred for somebody that you beat them close to death because your dog ran into their yard? That relates to the topic about why people are emboldened to do things like that and many other things. In my shorts, I use an example of in the 60s. I wasn't a participant, but I did observe people who was sitting on the lunch counters trying to force service, which is wrong. You can't force nobody to serve you. But the idea is this. There's good and evil in all people, I would like to believe. So while you had people who were smashing them with coffee, smashing their heads, throwing hot coffee on them, spitting on them, that should have been balanced by good folks who would say, no, stop doing that. You're gonna fight. If you mess with this person who's sitting here not bothering anybody, then you're gonna get it from me. You know. That's a balance that could have taken place. And I raised this question in my shorts. I say, why? We never see that. You know, whenever we as a people are attacked, whenever we see Wunzungus come out and defend us, has it ever happened? I want someone to talk to me because I haven't seen it happen. I hear people talking about things they don't like that are evil, but have they really intervened? So that's why this saying came to me, and so I need to make a video on it because this man beat up this woman for a dog running into the yard because he knew he can get away with it. This person here in Kansas shot this boy at the door. He came to the wrong house because he knew he could get away with it. That's why they do it, because they think they know they can get away with it. The good people would have chased him out of the community. Both the man who beat up the woman and the man who shot the boy. They would have told him, you got to leave here. We don't want your kind around here. But that never happens. Does it ever happen? Let me ask a question. Let me not be conclusionary. Does that ever happen? Or you have Mzungus checking each other when some harm is done to us. And I spoke about this, I gave you hints back in some other videos. Until that happens, we need to remove ourselves from their communities because we really have no protection but from ourselves and from our God. So that's why I always opponent of integration. I say, really, we should be in our own communities. Things like that couldn't happen. Yeah, things like that could not happen in our own communities. And then I talked about black on black crime. And people think that's just something black folks do, is kill each other. Let me tell you something. I grew up in communities where there was no such thing as crime. There was no such thing as poverty. There was no such thing as people on the street without a home. This is in the 50s, before integration, before civil rights era. We all lived in decent homes. Now, I'm not sure my community wasn't maybe typical. Some people were suffering and didn't have what they needed. But the point I'm making is that leaving our communities, leaving everything that was ours, and trying to force another people to give you what's theirs, that's insane. And someone convinced us as the people that we need to do that. That's a good idea. You don't need your schools, you don't need your hospitals, you don't need your businesses. Theirs are better. Make them accept you. I can speak humorous about it because I've lived it. I know the suffering that went on. I know the killings that went on. I witnessed it firsthand. That's why I say, try to live in your own communities. I know that's saying a lot because you say, where is our community now? Where is it? We've just given up. We've got away from the idea of having our own communities. And then you complain about your child getting shot. So the solution, that's what I talk about here most of the time. Solution. Stop trying to convince the Zungus, white folks in my language, we say Wazungu. Stop trying to convince them to help you. You know, the insanity is this. This sister who was beaten up by this white man, The system allows that to happen because he posts bail and he's back in the house. So next time, man, her life is in danger, what I'm saying. She have nobody to protect her but home thinking. Now, would you stay in a house next to somebody who beat you up? Well, that's happening every day. She just brought it out. But it's happening all the time. When people do not support you or defend you when you attack, they're beating you up. They're beating you up by not doing anything. That's why evil has reigned. Because the so-called good people don't do anything. Do you know in the right environment, this Wazungu would never think of beating up this sister? This man would never think of shooting a youth. They feel no consequences for the actions. The Black Panthers, we was showing them there's consequences for your actions. And in my opinion, we were the only revolutionary group in America. Everybody else was talking. They was out there doing it. I had just came from the military, so I didn't want anything to do with it at the time. But now I see how right they were. If we don't defend our communities, who are? If we don't protect ourselves, who is? Who's supposed to? The system that allowed this woman to be beat is going to now protect her, defend her? I don't think so. We put ourselves in a pretty bad condition, but the condition is because we are mentally enslaved to false beliefs, false narratives. There are evil people in the world. Face it. Until the good people in the world confront the evil people, when they don't confront them, put it like that, when they don't confront them, they are supporting them. See, you can talk all you like about, white folks being racist. White folks talk about that. White folks being racist and that. But what are you doing to defend those who are under attack? If you're just talking, you're doing nothing. Okay, I think I had my rant. I had to speak to you about this because it was heavily on my mind. So solution is, until you're able to defend your children and your wife and husband, best to be around your own kind, at least around people who care about you, who, if you're under attack, they will come to your defense. If you don't have anyone to come to your defense, you're out in the suburbs with strangers surrounding you. I'm advising you to change your environment because things have never gotten better for us. They've always gotten worse. If you have lived any amount of time, you can see how things are not getting better. But why do you still believe that this system can be changed, that there's hope for us, that we're going to change the Wazungus? We're going to make him see things. We've been trying that for hundreds of years. We don't even have support groups among them. It's as if they are a unit. They are united. They don't allow dissensions among them. That's why the good do nothing, because they would be ousted from their communities. They would be ostracized if they lift one hand to help us. You see, that's how. That I just found a solution speaking about it. You see, that's why I say when the Spirit tells you to do something, you need to do it. Because I asked for a solution, that's a solution. Go back to building your own communities. That's why this channel was started. If you go back to my first short I did, I said I'm looking for communities. I'm looking to rebuild communities. I call myself a community organizer. Okay, I thank y'all for listening. Peace and love, family. I'm here to talk to you if you want to talk. You see, I don't have any fear. Fear is your worst enemy. If you got that, you need to get rid of it. Fear is your worst enemy. It'll make you enslaved. Really what it is make you enslaving yourself. You putting yourself in a prison. You allow fear to run your life. Standing for truth or remain dead. Because if you don't stand for truth, you're already dead. All right, talk to me. I want to see who out there I can bless with a lot of programs. Somebody asked me what I got to offer. Well, I got a lot to offer. Just dialogue with me. I'm not giving it to everybody. Only giving it to those who are worthy. So if you're too afraid to come and dialogue with me, you ain't getting nothing from me. I mean public dialogue. Show me you don't have any fear, then I can trust you. As long as you got fear, yeah, stay away from me. Thank you. The fearful, stay away from me. Don't dare come and try to dialogue with me if you got fear. Because I don't allow that in my environment. I've cut off a lot of relationships because I found out we are different vibrations. I have no fear. I'm a pure. I'm spiritual, high. You got fear, and you down here, we can't never meet. I'm not coming down. No. You got to come up. If your fear is keeping you from rising, just kind of stay away from me. You got to rise to meet where I'm at. I'm not coming down. No, why should I? All the things I've done to raise myself up, to follow my ancestors, to honor them, I'm going to put myself in disfavor of the Almighty by trying to cater to someone who don't want to raise themselves up? No, I can't do that. I will not do that. And we really have to think about our children. Don't you want to raise your children in a better environment than you grew up in? Well, start building a community for them now, so they won't have to go through the things you've gone through. The only way we're going to change the community is we become part of the government. Are you willing to do that? It can be done, but you got to be united. If you're united in politics, you should have your own party. What people go to a party when they're not represented? It's like you crashing somebody else's party. Every time you vote Democrat or Republican, you're crashing their party. You was invited. You're not on a ticket. So grow up, my people. Peace and love, family. That's what I'm speaking with, right?